Well, hello everyone. I'm Dr. David Dobrzykowski, and it's a pleasure to be with you today to tell you a little bit about our course, Foundations for New Product Launch and Integrated Demand-Driven Value Networks. This is going to be an awesome semester together. So let me tell you just a little bit about the course. The fundamental purpose of the course is to provide a broad end-to-end overview of supply chain management activities that are critical to help lay the foundation for supply chain knowledge, but also help you understand how to link strategy and practices to grow your career slope. So we begin the semester by talking about different supply chain strategies, lean and efficient strategies, agile and responsive strategies, and some of the fundamental differences and drivers of each. We then talk about new product or new service development. How do we create new products that respond to the marketplace and do so efficiently and effectively and in a fashion that is aligned ultimately with our firm and supply chain strategy. Once we have our product, we talk about forecasting techniques, but not just from the perspective of tools and techniques and statistical models. More importantly, how to make choices as a manager and as a leader about which forecasting techniques, again, align with your product characteristics and your supply chain strategy. After we have a forecast, it's time to start operations. It's time to start making stuff. And when we make stuff, we engage in what's called sales and operations planning. So sales and operations planning allows us to take that forecast and integrate it or balance it with our ability to provide supply. In other words, linking supply and demand. Once we have our sales and operations plan, or our SOAP, we talk about inventory policies. So now when we're into execution, what types of inventory policies? How much safety stock should we keep? How do we manage our supply chain in a way that is both resilient to risk from an inventory perspective, as well as responsive to our customers and efficient? And throughout the nature of the course, we also cover many current cutting-edge topics. Like, for example, omni-chain is a current issue that we spend a lot of time talking about. During the pandemic, we talked a lot about risk and resilience, risk planning, as well as how to be responsive. We'll do interviews with corporate leaders to talk about how technology can be used to improve responsiveness during disruptions, and so forth. So how are you going to be taught, right? What types of activities will you engage in the class? Well, I'm glad you asked. So there's this practice out there you might hear about from professors called pedagogy, but I'm much more interested in andragogy. And the reason is that andragogy is the study of how adults learn and how can we create an environment for adults that's highly effective in terms of not just understanding the material and maybe even memorizing the material, but most importantly applying it in the workplace on Monday morning so that you can be more effective. So we apply a number of different techniques to try to reach learners in this class. Of course, we'll have interactive lectures. We use mini cases that might be small group breakouts. I have industry speakers come in to talk about not just current events and cutting-edge topics, but also link that back to the curriculum. And then one of my personal favorites are both computer as well as physical face-to-face simulations. So it gives learners an opportunity to not just hear about forecasting, to not just hear about inventory policy, but to actually try it and apply it in a simulated company. And then finally, of course, the primary objective of our course is to help you develop not just relevant, but important and useful skills with the fundamental purpose of growing that career slope. At the end of every class meeting, it's my sincere hope that you are thinking differently and that you have new skills and new competencies that you can take into the workplace to improve your contribution to your company and ultimately improve your career slope. My email is at the bottom of the screen. Please feel free to reach out. I'd love to chat with you. I can hardly wait to meet with you and to spend time together. I hope we have a great semester. And woo pig suey. Take care, folks.